It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, son.
Now Fields going to throw on the first play. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now it's Fields. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. Fields rolling to his left. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. To throw is Fields. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Now a 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
20, 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. 49 yards for Saquon Barkley. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Hurts will throw. And it's caught. He's got it. So they go for 2. They convert, and along with it, they'll take an 8-7 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of the tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Fields fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Here's Fields. That's down the field and caught by Freiermuth. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Here's Fields. They'll roll him out right. They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Fields now to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Steelers have regained the lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Boswell for the extra point. And it's up and good to make this now a 14-8 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Britton Covey going to bring it out of his end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Hurts. It's caught. Smith. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Throwing is Hurts. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
Second and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. 56 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight, and so far it's working.
I like
He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles are an extra point away from taking the lead. And it's blocked. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, there's a blocked extra point. I remember playing, and we had one of those go against us. I remember our kicker and our holder told the head coach, just relax, coach. Why are you yelling? Don't worry about it. It's just 1 point. Oh, my. Those coaches see a point is gold to them because you never know how it's going to turn out later.
Exactly. That's why I was just going to say first quarter. We'll see if this has any implications as the game goes on.
I still can't believe they told the head coach to relax. Whoa.
Bad move. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harris. Oh, some strong running. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
He's brought down to the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Pushes him over. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 1st down marker at the 8. They'll run again with Harris. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Harris. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try and run with Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And out now come the Eagles. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level. That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. They'll drop the throw. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Going right back to Dotson.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Second and a couple.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll look to throw again.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Now it's Fields.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep. As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
To throw on 2nd and 10.
Fields. Pickens on the slant.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he will have a Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory.
2nd down and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
That's swung out wide to Harris.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
To throw is Fields.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harris. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 62 yards for him on the ground so far tonight. And
he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Steelers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now up to 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was finished off by a Najee Harris touchdown.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's Hurts to throw.
To Barkley on the check down. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
A first down carry for Barkley. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
And he's got it. Touchdown. Jahan Dotson
from 6 yards away.
And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, Fields. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. On the give, this is Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts heading back to work. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his 2nd of this first half, as he'll try again on 1st down here.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Hurts. Quick slant to Brown. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a 1st down. Up the middle with Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 92 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let them get to the 2nd level because sometimes you'll break off the big.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 33. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They begin with a run by Barkley.
To about the 35, 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
This is 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Barkley. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Throwing is Hurts.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it.
They'll try and throw for it here. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw a 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so that you don't get another one picked off.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
Here's Fields.
It's brought in by Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Fields trying to throw for it.
And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to give points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Back to throw, Fields.
And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Pat Freiermuth.
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Well, the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Hurts. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. A final shot before the break. Fields.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis. Getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. It's caught on the right side at Smith.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Barkley inside handoff. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Pickett. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Pickett back to throw.
And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. A gain of 7. First down, Philadelphia.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. In on the stop, DeMonte Casey.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now Pickett will look to pass it.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Touchdown.
A great effort there. Laying himself out in the end zone.
And the Eagles get a bit closer.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On third down, here's Harris.
And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. Here we go on 4th down, Fields.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. A give to Barkley out of the gun.
Down at the 25. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
Still fighting for more.
And the Steelers will take over here just shy of the 30.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
To throw is Fields.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Yard punt, just 3 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Eagles are able to cut into that deficit.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4. That's swung out wide to Harris.
And he spins free, and he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harris. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal.
Out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. Huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now, the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Down inside the 40.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
They'll look to throw again. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
On the move to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
A first down carry for Barkley. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as he'll get this down inside the 20.
down, Philadelphia.
A handoff to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll look to throw.
This pass hauled in by Dotson. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
This is caught. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Hurts.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Fields.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Now he's free at the 35. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Throwing is Hurts.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23.
If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Yeah, to put it mildly, we look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
2nd down and 8. Fields now to throw.
He gets it complete to Harris.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Now Fields. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jalen Carter able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. Looking to throw, Pickett. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. It's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now it's Fields. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
McKee to throw here.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
Here's McKee.
And this one complete to Smith. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Looking to throw. McKee.
And his throw is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
McKee.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
That is caught.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Going right back to Dotson.
And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
2 yards to go, second down. McKee now to throw.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the third time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Here's 3rd and 3. Here's Fields. That's swung out wide to Harris.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion.
Here's Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Back to throw, Fields.
And he's got it. And in for the Steelers, touchdown.
Jalen Warren
from 3 yards out as his guy. A very comfortable lead.
So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
Boswell for the extra point. And that will bump the lead up to 26. 5 plays there on that drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
And this is one heck of an individual performance for Whit.
Hurts to throw. On the chalk of the 20. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
205 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's got Smith here.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
And this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the letter jack.
And now here is another interception.
Now he's loose down the left sideline. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
Touchdown, Eagles.
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Hurts will throw.
Flushed out right. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they won.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Calvin Austin.
70 yards.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Hurts. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. You take a look at his receiving numbers so far. He's been terrific. Up over 100 yards now for the game. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. Throwing is Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Jahan Dotson getting set for this next drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy...
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So now the Steeler offense coming onto the field. They'll try to add 2 more.
Fields trying to throw for it.
Steps away. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurting this spot. No, okay. Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick 6.
It's caught. Smith. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Goes right back to Smith again. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll let it fly for Austin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Out of the gun, Fields. And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Partner, a pretty solid, convincing win here in this one. We did have some excitement down to the very end, though. This game ended on a rare onside kick, but they didn't recover it.
And they were in great shape anyway, but going ahead and recovering, finishing things off, being part of that good hands team, it's an honor, but you want to make sure you do actually recover the ball.
Well, I'm just glad that it gave us a little something there at the end because this one was over beforehand.
You're right. You're exactly right. Down the stretch, last one. Yeah, that gives us a little something to bounce out of here on. And move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next.
He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Running again with Barkley on second down.
Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Perfect execution on that inside handoff, and then a little will, a little brute strength to move forward after the contact.
What do we call that now in today's NFL? Heck, in today's football? Contact balance, right? That's the buzzword, the phrase you hear. A back who can absorb contact, bounce off of it, and keep moving. Just what you said. Brute strength, force of will.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up first and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
George Pickens,
40 yards.
and the Steelers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. We less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's a give to Barkley, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
That's Larry Ogunjobi powering through to end that play before it could get started.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley. Oh, he sheds himself free. And able to break one tackle.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining.
On 2nd and inches.
Hurts out left to Dotson.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 on the play. First down, Eagles.
Now it's Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Complete, it's Dotson.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. He'll look to throw.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Deshaun Elliott up to make the play defensively.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that run. Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith.
A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And he knew he was going to take a shot in the pocket. He did, but he also found a way to get it into the end zone.
And that has to ease the pain a little bit of the shot he took, didn't it? Being able to throw it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And this one's incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here we go. A shotgun snap, Fields. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted through the middle of the field.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
But Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick-6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 21-7.
for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On the run, it's Barkley. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown in this opening quarter.
And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter, but he now has 3 touchdown passes.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Fields now to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris. 3rd and 8.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 8.
Here's Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
18-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup.
Fields fires the out route and completes it to Harris.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 right at the 30. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it. Hurts.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff, shedding through the defense. There's the stiff arm. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Throwing is Hurts. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. Now 2nd and 9. They'll run with Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll set up a throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 1st down marker at the 11. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down. Now the Steelers use the 1st of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Back to throw here. Goes right back to Smith again. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
At the 6-yard line.
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So the challenge does not sway the official's decision. Spot of the football going to remain right where it is.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. To Barkley on the check down. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Hurts will throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The offense set to get going. Justin Fields bringing him out at quarterback. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
2nd and 9. Now Fields.
It's brought in by Harris. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
Now runs straight ahead with Warren. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Now it's Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Warren. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. A handoff for Warren. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Here's Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Warren. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Warren from 19 yards away. And the Steelers get a bit closer. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the capper, a 19-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Saquon Barkley on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Harris. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
To throw is Fields.
And this is incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. A shotgun snap, Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looking to throw. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Again, Fields.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Pickens on the slant.
And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain.
It's 4th down.
Here we go on 4th down. Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
Down the left sideline.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And shutting him off, now open field. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Steelers. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And really a lot of guys you could highlight on this offense with how well they've played, but he's one of them. He's been spectacular so far.
I'd say he'd be the number 1, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the numbers. It's, as you said, I think you said focal point. Well, that's what he's been, and that means he's created other opportunities because they've had to bring the defense to him. He's run it really well. He's caught it out of the backfield. They're trying to stop him. That means there are chances for the rest of the guys to do damage themselves.
Well, they have not been shy about looking his way in this first half. That's already 7 catches for him now, and we've yet to hit half. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And a short gain down to about the 33. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
On the give, this is Harris. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
2nd and 6. Fields now to throw. That's swung out wide to Harris.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
They snap it to Fields.
Rolling to his left. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on them.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. This will be caught by Brown. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Here's Hurts to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Still going inside the 20.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 62 yards.
And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Eagles are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Out left to Dotson.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground. Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
A final shot before the break. Fields.
Williams brings it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
All right, so we skip the rest of halftime and get set for the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
The offense set to get going. Justin Fields bringing him out at quarterback.
Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
I used to be surprised by a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to get...
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort.
Fields. He's got this to Williams, complete.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Mike Williams.
49 yards.
And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Cole Holcomb.
And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Second down and 3. Ball on the 7th. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Here's Fields on the sneak.
And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Fields trying to throw for it.
Oh, fighting off the defender. And he into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A give to Barkley out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Hurts.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 29-yard line. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
Got a man. It's Brown. And a stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Love the effort there.
I mean, to get a field goal block in this situation because they knew what was going on. They give up those 3 points there. It's now a 2-possession game.
Yeah, that really changes the complexion here in the second half, doesn't it?
It really does, and now you give your team a more than a fighting chance and a little momentum. Terrific job by them setting the tone and picking up their defense.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Back to throw. Fields. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. From the 50, here's Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Now it's Fields.
Rolling to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Here's Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He'll buy some time right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
6 yards to go.
Now Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Mike Williams
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And the Steelers take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points.
Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Good work there to force the incompletion and 4th down. Normally, it'd be a quick change for the punt return unit, but this offense has converted twice on 4th down so far, so you may want to double-check things there and make sure they're actually going to kick the football.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Again, it's Barkley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
And the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
The Steelers offense and running back Najee Harris set to take over once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. From the 44-yard line, here's a second down and 6. To throw is Fields. Fires the out route and completes it to Harris. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Fields now to throw. Out to his left. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. Pat Freiermuth, the intended target. That'll bring up second down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on third down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with his second touchdown of the night. And the Steelers have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Extra point now by Boswell. And they will take a 7-point lead now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by a Najee Harris touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 2. They'll go to Barkley again. 173 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's a give to Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Here's Hurts to throw. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Steelers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. From just shy of midfield. Fields, a short one there to Freiermuth. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Fields throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harris. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They hand this off to Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This is Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. A shotgun snap, Fields.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Harris. Call it a gain of a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Out of the gun, Fields.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Eagles are right back in this football game.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
Hurts. Complete, it's Dotson.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That is caught. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown.
Paris Campbell there to make the grab. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And this is going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Defense.
So call off the pick 6.
Everything looked right. It looked like it was. Returned it for a touchdown, as you just described, but the penalty for interference nullifies everything.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. A give to Harris.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harris. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Oh, a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. He gets it complete to Harris. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Harris is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter-punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He has a chance to hit that often elusive 200-yard mark on this drive.
And most of the time during a game, people aren't keeping track of individual statistics.
Are you sure?
Yeah, a lot of the runners kind of know. But I'll guarantee you someone has sent word into the offensive line that he's got a chance to get.
And now here is another interception. Dante Jackson picks it. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, Fields eluding the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Justin Fields, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line.
And out now come the Eagles.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 16. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Quick slant here to Smith.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Throwing is Hurts.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Fields.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Calvin Austin, 39 yards. And the Steelers tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Up the middle with Barkley. Shedding the tackle. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to...
And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The interception was a good starting point, but still a huge hill to climb with his 3-score deficit and time fading. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Got a man, it's Brown. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Complete. Smith has it. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. From the gun, it's Hurts. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He's got Smith here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. Dante Jackson picks it and bulldozing his way through. And they will finally get him as he's...